Hola a todos. Buenos dias. Espero que estéis bien. I'm not sure if that's the correct way to say it, but we'll go with it. I hope you're doing okay. Welcome to the Spanish special, snack special. This one actually, not just chocolate, but snacks. Basically, this is now I'm not sponsored in any way by this company, but I do have a subscription service to Snack Surprise, who send me a monthly box of goodies based on a certain selection from different countries. Basically, I say selection in quotes. I mean, I'm not sure the country's favourites apparently, or something like that, but I'm not too sure on that. But there you go. So just do an unboxing of that every month, and also it's a monthly subscription, and you get a monthly box. And also do usually if the public vote for it, we'll do a sort of I guess that country special live review as well, and that's what this is. So yeah, it's obviously in a lot of countries, specifically in Europe, you'll have the typical brands, Milka and Nestle, stuff like this that will be for sale there, and obviously in Spain as well, they'll be a sort of big part of their sort of snack market. So this stuff will be essentially the not typical stuff. So they won't just send me Nestle products or Milka products or stuff like that. So they will be quite specific and something a bit different. So there'll be a bit of an assortment as well. There's typically like a drink and some crisps and some like little sweets and things like this. So that's what this is. So it'll be a bit of an assortment basically, things I wouldn't typically review. Especially sort of like crisps and things like this. So we'll be looking at all sorts is the gist of it. So it should be quite interesting. But I can't guarantee the quality basically. I think it's just a sort of taster of sort of specifically or partially, or I don't know. They're meant to be, I guess. I don't know how popular they are in Spain or anything like that. But you never know. They might be popular. I'm not sure. I don't know what the criteria is for them picking it, basically. Hi, Andrew. How's it going? How's your week been? Yeah, another week. I know it's going very quickly, isn't it? I think we were saying how time is just flying by. Blink and you miss it. I think that's the gist of it. But yeah, hope you're doing all right. How's things been good for you this week? I got the dark chocolate Maltesers, by the way. I don't know if I think I posted it to Discord. I'm not sure, but yes, I did get them. So hopefully I'll have the review out this week. I put them in Stash Watch for this week, this Friday, this Wednesday, I think. All going well, but hopefully I'll get the review out for this week as well. Hi, Alan. Yes, not too bad, thanks. How's things going for you? How are you doing today, Alan? How are you doing today? How's your week been? Andrew's just saying it's gone very quickly. How's yours been? And I managed to do the, I'm sure as you were saying, I hope it was you anyway, the Jammy Dodgers Maryland biscuits. I managed to do the review of them today, so that should be out this week. I think you were saying you quite enjoyed those, so yeah, so I'll let you know my opinion later on this week. The Tea Cakes Versus was out this week as well. It seems to be quite a popular one. I think it's I think the thumbnail helps, and of course everyone likes the Versus thing. Yeah, it's quite an interesting one as well. I had to use some more Photoshoppy type skills to get the to get the fonts and stuff I'm looking at, but it was quite straightforward in the end, really. But yeah, so there we go. But yes, not too bad, Alan. Yes, I hope you're doing okay today, and weather seems to have sort of gone a bit bad, but it's still quite warm outside. So there we go. So yeah, with Snack Surprise, you get like a special book as well. As I say, I'm not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form. I literally subscribe with my own cash, but nonetheless, well, may as well point it out really. And they give you a good description of the sort of snacks and stuff like this in the various boxes they get. So I guess we'll be using that a bit as well. I think Alan's a subscriber to this as well, so he's probably already got these. And I think the new one's out, isn't it, Alan? We're getting that this week, I think. So yes, it should be interesting. Yes, unrelated to Spain, but this is Nestle made the Aero White bar a permanent product. Oh, okay, that's interesting. It's announced and just called Aero White instead of Snowy White. Oh, that's not too bad. Yeah, well, yes. I guess it wouldn't do to be an evergreen product if it was called Snowy something or other. But yeah, well, that's quite good then. That's quite good. It's a shame that I don't see the orange one as much these days, but I think that is still about, isn't it? But yeah, the white one used to be an all year round one. I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. I remember it used to have a blue wrapper on it, blue foil when they did foil wrappers on Aeros. It looked quite nice actually, but yeah. So it used to be an all-round one, but yeah. Enjoy the TK. Hi, Alan. AB. Hi, AB. How's it going? Yeah, great. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, AB. Glad you enjoyed it. Glad you're back again. As I say, it's great to see you back again. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was an interesting one to do, and sometimes I used to do a lot more. What's the word? Combined reviews back in the day. I tend to not do as much now because the admin behind them is quite. I don't know, it's a lot more involved because if you have a lot of difference between them, it's hard to do the summary and stuff like this, and it gets a bit confusing. Just causes more trouble basically. But the gist of it is, if they're quite similar and things like this, or if there's something that's quite specific or interesting to do side by side, I think it's something I will do. I mean, I think like things like just generally having sort of a mint club and an orange club together. I don't know. Maybe I will do actually. I don't really know. But so they're a bit like apples and oranges. I think dark chocolate versus milk chocolate is a bit more interesting. But I don't know. Let me know what you think anyway. We're glad you enjoyed it. Really glad you enjoyed it. Thanks for thanks for the positive comments there. Yes, yes. I guess I take it must sell well at Christmas become permanent. Yeah, well, this is it really. Well, it just makes sense, doesn't it? And well, nowadays, as you've seen with all these other white chocolate products they do, I guess if they've got it in the vat, it's one of those, isn't it? You know, they've probably got it to make use of, basically. So there we go. Right, hi there, Joseph. Hi there. Oh, thank you so much. That's lovely support. Thank you, Joseph. Hope you're doing okay. And thank you so much for the ice cream. That's beautiful. It's a shame it doesn't pick up the ice cream on the little thing there, but it's nice in the chat. Oh, thank you so much, Joseph. Hope you're having a lovely day. And that's really nice. Thank you for the support. And there you go. Yes. How's things for you, Joseph? How's things for you? Whereabouts are you from, Joseph? Oh. Yeah, delighted that the Spanish snacks are well. Yes, oh, hello there, Casey. How's things going for you as well today? Hope you're having a lovely week. It's great to see you back in the chat, by the way, and in the comments. So thank you so much for coming back. I think, yeah, AB was another person. I think last year lots of people maybe just had a bit of a hiatus from I don't know, various things. I think maybe just, I don't know, everything that was going on maybe just became a bit too much when everyone had a bit of a break from certain things. But good to see people back and good to see that. Hopefully that's a sign that things are getting more back to normal now. So that's really good. Really good to see. Ah, yes. So yeah, so we've got a few things to go through, and I'm glad it won as well, actually, because it's something a bit different, the Spanish one. And as I say, I think the new one's out soon. I know Alan's subscribed, as I say, so it should be. Don't know what country it'll be. Should be an interesting one. Maybe with Italy. We'll do another Italian special. You never know. But I think Italy's already been done. Is the gist of it. So we've got a few different things here. Some very. Let's see. What should we do? No, I don't know. What do we do? Got a few crisp ones. I might do them later because I think crisps obviously will sort of. I guess stick in the mouth and the flavour will linger a bit longer, I guess is just it. And hi there, Rick. How's things? Yes, how's things going for you in Korea as well? Yeah, you're doing well to stay awake, isn't it? About 1 in the morning? I think you're doing well. Great. I'm glad you stayed up. Thank you so much, Rick. Hope you're doing all right. Scott is posting more Korean stuff in Discord. I don't know if you saw that. Air Orange only comes out at Christmas. So that's called festive orange now, is it? Right? Well, it's a bit strange, isn't it? Well, I guess oranges are traditionally something that's put in stockings, aren't they? So I guess I can understand it. Yes, but if it's the white one now, then maybe the orange one will become permanent. Yeah, they used to be back in the day. I'm sure they all used to be. The orange one, the white one, and obviously the milk one, and the mint one as well. They all used to be just regular ones. I'm sure they were anyway. I mean, maybe they weren't as regular as I remember them being, but they used to not be untypical to see them. Yeah, not bad, thanks, Rick. How's my day? Not too bad, thank you, Rick. Not too bad at all. It's been a nice day. I got up quite early today, which was nice. I didn't get as good a sleep as I wanted to. I went to bed quite relatively early for me. But yeah, but I had a good reading bed, so that wasn't too bad. But yeah, I didn't go quite early, got some stuff done, not too bad at all. I sent off my wrappers to Noah, who's a member of the channel. I saved my wrappers up and sent them to him, basically, so I sent quite a few off to him today. Not too bad. 12:07, yeah, so quite late, yes. So what you, that's, what's that, how many hours is that ahead of us? That's 8 hours, I think. 8 hours ahead, yeah, something like that. Plus, I've replaced their cheap smart price range with just essentials in bright yellow packaging. I've not seen that yet. So interested to see what the chocolate and biscuits are in that cheap range. I'll keep an eye out. I've not seen those, Andrew. Interesting. Yeah, was there. That's where I got the dark chocolate Maltesers. They're on top of the shelf. I had to ask someone to get them for me. I could have technically got them, but who knows? I could have been killed in the process. You know what it's like. Yeah, just been up there. The toes. Okay. What did you think then, Rick? What did you reckon? Hope you enjoyed it. I think. Yeah, I hope it was. I guess a lot of these things are bigged up, so maybe it's a bit of a disappointment, but I hope you liked it. Yes, I know. I was thinking that, Andrew. It's funny you should say that. I was thinking that. I know, white chocolate Tunnocks tea cake. Imagine that. Yeah, I know. They should do that. I think I should have mentioned that, really. I remember thinking, I bet you'd be a fan of that as well. Well, at least in theory. Let's hope they do it. I'm sure they should do that. Are you an ITL anyway? I see. Well, that's not too bad, Rick. That's not too bad. Maybe I'm doing it at the right time then. Okay, so I'll tell you what, we'll do this nice little cake bar first. Looks a bit like one of those US Twinkies, I guess. Pantera Rosa, so something pink. I don't know. Pink Panther, isn't it? Pink Panther, there we go. I remember that from last time. There you go, Pink Panther bar. Is the Pink Panther still a thing? Do people still know what the Pink Panther is? Used to be quite sort of like, there was a weird set of films about them in the 80s, I think it was. They were a bit strange. They were quite funny at the time, I seem to remember. And obviously the cartoon as well. Let's see, so what we got here. So I imagine, as I say, it's just going to be sort of like one of these cake bars. It's a bit warm in the UK today, but luckily a lot of the Spanish ones weren't chocolate, so that's not too bad, so it's worked out okay. So what have we got? Okay. I can... 400 grams, 426 calories, 20 grams of fat. I think it is anyway. 1.5 which are saturates, there we go. And then presumably per cake, 53 grams. That's 226 calories, 11 grams of fat, 7.9 of which are saturates. Okay. That can't be right then. Why is the fat so much different there? Seems that seems right. Is that, that's 15, isn't it? It must be 15. Or that must be 7.9. No, I don't know. Go for 20 per 100 grams, 20 grams of fat, 1.5. That must be 15, mustn't it? Maybe I can't read the. Not focused in very well. It must be 15. Now 15 grams of fat, saturated fat. Okay. It was going in and out there with the focusing. Yes, good as you remembered. Oh, so you had one before. I didn't realise. I say, well, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you still enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a nice one, has to be said. It is a nice. It's just a classic. You know what I mean? Yes, it's surprising it ends up being international. Yes, it's good. Yes, I guess. I was saying before, there's obviously all the typical stuff like Milkers and Nestle products, and what's the other one as well, like Toba and stuff like that. So obviously what they send you in Snack Surprise is something that's a bit, you know, but yeah. Let's say Pink Panther, I never would have thought, I guess, I don't know, maybe they translate it something, but you wouldn't have thought it'd be big enough to do a chocolate bar on it, but interesting. But there you go. The Pink Panther. Yeah, so it is an interesting one, that one. Yeah, the Pink Panther cartoon, yes. Well, there you go, it's got the image of him there. I don't quite, yeah, interesting really, with the theme tune as well. That's huge. Okay, was only 20 grams and you go, I know it's massive, isn't it? What was the weightage? Yeah, 53 grams. I know it's massive, isn't it? Can we deduce any of the things? So there we go. So cake with, I guess that's something of a pink cream, I guess, 27%. And I guess, well, I don't know. I guess that might be the outside actually. Fondant, I guess that is a fondant top. And I guess with something rolled, 16% the cream roll in the middle. Nata flavour, I think. I don't know what nata means. Yeah, I'm not sure. There we go. All right, my Spanish isn't quite good enough there, unfortunately. There we are. Let me down. You'd think I'd know my Spanish for cakes, wouldn't you, if I was learning Spanish? But there we are. Obviously not learning the right stuff. All right, there we go. It's an interesting one, but there's the ingredients. As I say, if you can make any better. I can't. I assume palm would be quite similar. It's usually what I look for. I'm not too sure. There we go. Palmista there. That's probably palm oil. I assume so. All right, there we go. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so I've got the old, yes. Pantera is also heavy metal band. Now, there you go. And now you know what it means. Panther in Spanish. You love Twinkies, I see. Well, this should be up your street then, Rick. Should be up your street. Pink chocolate. Ah, okay, yes, fair enough. Yeah. There you go. Pink chocolate. Well done, Casey. Well done. It's not. Just doesn't want to focus in sometimes. I don't know why. Okay. There we are. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah, basically, Rick. Yeah, the masks off here now. Yes, basically, we don't have to wear them anymore. Yeah, it's one of those. So let's have a look down here. Yeah, we don't have to anymore. But it's in some places, I guess, you might be advised to. But yeah. So there we go. We're generally not. What's it like where you are? Still the same. So there we go. A bit obviously it's a bit warm today, so I have to handle this a bit gingerly. There we go. Look at that. There we are. So you can see that. So it looks a bit less pink there. It doesn't look quite as inviting, but it is a bit more pink on the main cam, which I'll show you in a second. It actually has a bit of a pink French fancy vibe going on. There you go. You can see it's a bit better there. The other camera's a bit darker, unfortunately. I might have to get another camera. The other one's not quite as good. Here we are. Yes, but there you go. You can see there. It's not a thick covering though. It does have a sort of, as I say, it does have a bit of a smell of a pink French fancy, if you can imagine that. So there we are. So we'll try cutting it down here, I guess. But so you can see there that it's a bit darker down there. It does look a bit like an orange colour down there, doesn't it? But there we go. Not quite as inviting. But nonetheless, I'll have to persevere with it. Okay. Give it a bit of a measure then, shall we? Just check it was on 0. Yes, it was. There we go. Obviously, it's wide at the bottom. We won't quite measure it down there, but there we go. So about 10.4 centimetres, 10.5. And the width. So we'll do it around the middle, really. That's the best way to do it. About 3.9. Then the height, how about that? About 3.1. There we go. It's not too bad. Yeah, basically, yeah, indoors as well. Yeah, indoors as well. Yeah, so, you know, I don't think, and there might be some exceptions, but not, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it does look very. I know, as I say, it does look very, very, very indulgent, doesn't it? It's very big. But there you go. Look at that. Wasn't it meant to have cream in the middle? I mean, I've just cut it there. I mean, basically, you can see there's some injection spots at the bottom. See that hole there, and there's a couple more there. So that's where the cream's been injected. Now I've just happened to slice it between those sections, and you can see there's just nothing there at all. So the cream happens in Twinkies as well. That's how Twinkies work. So you can see that the injection's not really gone very far in it at all, really. So imagine if I cut it, maybe I'll cut it down the centre. So we'll see. There you go. You can see there. That's a sideways dissection there. So you can see the cream really doesn't go that far, does it? It's a very small. The cream just literally, they've just put a very small amount in there. So I guess it will be kind of, if we cut it down all the other areas as well. So it's merged a bit more further on, so it's not not as bad in the other ones. Perhaps we're a bit unlucky there with the other one just not really going as far. But yeah, you can see that the other one doesn't really work as well. So one of those, I guess, but clearly it should be consistent. You would imagine. Obviously it's mechanized. I would have said. I don't think it would be handmade, so it shouldn't be random as to how much goes in. So there we go. Yeah, but oh well, we'll give it a try in a second. We'll give it a try. Oh no, it's been worse on there. Could be more cream, but it seems okay in the other two bits. Maybe it's not so bad. We need the sense of cream. I think that's what it's going to be all about. But as I say, it seemed better in the other parts, so maybe we can let them off. Well, there you go. We got it in the end. We got it. Yes, we got it. You spent some cream filling, but it cost too much. Well, it was on the front of the package, so it had to be there. But yeah, because it's the injection bits, yeah, but it should be all the way through, shouldn't it? But it's like, yeah, basically, if you look at the bottom of these kind of products, there's usually an injection point where they put a nozzle in and squeeze the cream out. But it should be the same, as I say. It's a consistent recipe all made by machine, so you can't. It seems a bit silly that it wouldn't be consistent all the way through, but obviously there is a bit of randomness, maybe that. But all right, so we'll take a bit of a bite of this bit, shall we? Let's see what it's like. Hopefully it'll be okay. I mean, yeah, I have a feeling it'll be very French fancy like, really, because it's got the cream, has a sort of, outer type affair that smells similarly. So let's give it a taste. Smash my plate up as well. It's not bad. It's it's not as good as a French fancy. Basically, I think that fondant outsider casing on a French fancy. French fancy, by the way, those you don't, I'm sure you probably do, but it's essentially a bit like this. You can imagine it's got like a square sponge that looks pretty much that size. This dissection in a square cube shaped with a dome on top. That's of cream, and all of that dome and the cake is covered in like a pink fondant. But there's other colours as well. There's a yellow one and a brown one, and the fondants taste differently. But the pink one, I think the pink one's my favourite. I think maybe the yellow one, chocolate one, because the brown one doesn't taste as good actually, in my view anyway. Strangely enough. But yes, it's basically a bit like that, but not as good is the gist of it. It's a bit, it's. I would say it's the pink casing's just not as good. It would be better if it was like a fondant case. Fondant surround. It tastes a bit. It doesn't really taste of anything. I mean, it's something, but it's nothing special really. I feel like it's kind of, yeah. I feel like it's just, if that was something and it tasted a bit more prominent, say it doesn't really taste of chocolate. It just tastes of. It's more of a consistency rather than a taste. And I think that's unfortunate. I think that's the bit that's letting it down. If like a sort of French fancy that has a bit of a texture on the outside as well and the taste, and that's why that's better basically. But this one, because it doesn't really have that, it's a bit disappointing. But it ticks the other boxes. It's got the cream centre, obviously the sponge, and it does have some kind of surround, as I say, but it doesn't really taste of chocolate. It doesn't really taste of much really. I guess if it wasn't there you'd notice and it'd be a worse product, but I'm not really able to discern the benefit of it necessarily being there, other than it perhaps adding a bit of maybe another kind of creamy texture maybe. So yeah, bit it's okay that one, but you can tell it should be better. Not a massive fan of cream. Yeah, I'm not a massive cream fan, but some of them I don't mind in these versions, like in French fancies and things. I don't mind that, but I don't like it when it's just because these ones don't taste of actual cream. It tastes like a sugared cream, if that makes sense. They're a bit more sweet. But when it's actual cream, like I don't know, like on a like just drip cream or whatever, or maybe just sort of proper whipped cream, it tends to not be sweet enough for me, I guess. Yeah, so so I think for me this one, I think it's probably, I think it's a bit of a standard affair, this one, unfortunately. It's sort of like quite a middle of the road cake. It's almost like one of those Mr. Kipling slices with a centre, really. Some of the Mr. Kipling slices are pretty terrible because they don't have any centre in things. It's not too much different than one of those. I would say the topper is a bit reminiscent of the topper to, as I say, one of those slices. I do have one somewhere, actually. Someone's mentioned about the unicorn edition of something, and I did manage to find a Mr. Kipling unicorn edition. Here we go. Yes, I did get this with a unicorn slice. It might have been, was it you, Rick? I'm not sure. But there we go. So it's reminiscent of one of these, basically. Obviously, it's got a custard filling, so well up AB Street. This might be more for him. Yeah. But it's reminiscent of one of those. It has that kind of feel about it. So, yeah, with the centre being the sort of the topper surrounding it was, in this case, you know what I mean? It's reminiscent of the cream kind of, the surround of this. It's sort of reminiscent of the cream filling of those. Obviously this has a bit of extra cream, but it reminds me of those basically. So I think for me this one, I think it's a 3 out of 5 is the gist of it. It's not too bad, but it just doesn't, it's not really got anything, no oomph behind it. I feel like it should have a bit more of a flavour to it, really. Yeah. And funnily enough, I thought the cream would be like pink cream as well, but I guess it is quite, it looks like it's going to be pink there from the wrapper, doesn't it? But it's not, it's definitely not pink, So it's a bit of a shame. I'm sure it sort of said it was pink as well. Mind you, it was in Spanish, so could have been wrong about that. Yeah, but I thought it was. I'm sure it's something rosa anyway, but maybe it's just the name of the description of everything. So, yeah, yeah, I don't think it did actually. Yeah, it must have been the outside actually. It's the outside that's pink, isn't it? So there we go. It's a bit of a shame, but there we go. All right. So 3 out of 5 that one. A bit disappointing, but it's not bad though. As I say, 3 out of 5. Most cake products are pretty nice. That's why the averages are 3. But it doesn't taste anything too special other than that. Have you had eclairs from bakeries or shop? Yes. I'm not a massive fan of eclairs actually. I don't mind them, but I'm not a massive fan. I don't like the consistency. And again, like AB was saying, the cream, that's the kind of cream I'm not a massive fan of really, when it's a bit like that. And it's a bit too creamy for me. I'm just moving some things out of the way because they're falling all over the place, unfortunately. I did organise things, but things move on their own. Right, I'll just move these other cake bits out of the way. I might have to, a bit messy one, this one. You can see all the mess. Otherwise, I might have to do a I have to get another plate in a minute. I don't know. Just cleaning the knife. But yeah, interesting one, eclairs. They are quite a popular thing, but I've just never been a massive fan of them. The consistency and the cream. Are you a big fan of those? Ah, yes. There we go. Yes. Yes, a bit of a basically yes. Rick's moved to Korea basically, so not too bad at all. So he got lots. That's when I did the Korea special. I had lots of nice snacks from there that he sent my way, so that was really good. Yes. All right, so I'm just going to clean this plate because it's got lots of cream everywhere all over it, or pink cream everywhere. Just try and get it a bit more organised. Maybe I should save that one until later, but I didn't realise it would make such a mess. But luckily, I came prepared. All right, there we go. Okay, all right. So what next then? What next do we think? Let's say let's do another. I don't know what this one is. Let's have a look at this. There, Huesitos Original. There we go. I don't know if that actually translates as anything. It's little somethings anyway. I'm not sure what. So with Huesitos, todo is more fun. All is more fun. So when I said hola todos at the start, that means hello everyone basically. So there we go. Yes, so with these, everything is more fun. Okay, there we go. Well, apparently it's a bold claim. It's a bold claim. We'll see if that's the we'll see if that is the case. You'll let me know. But yes, 400 grams, 500 calories. Wow, so quite well. Actually, no. I guess it was thinking of the bar then. So 23 grams of fat, 13 of which are saturates, and per bar, 119 calories. Well, it's 100 calories. There we go. 4.6 grams of fat, 2.6 of which are saturates. There we go. Does it have any description of what it is? Not sure if it does. I assume it's a chocolate, but I don't know. Sounds like it might be more than one thing though, really, so we'll see. It's just the way the name's described, but it doesn't really tell you what it is, so that'd be interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Are these boxing men from European countries? Well, good point that, actually. I don't know. Alan's had it longer than me. I don't know if Alan's still about, but possibly, yes. I imagine I imagine probably is the answer to that, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. I imagine it's easier to get sort of European stuff for them. I don't know how they source them, really. I don't know how they source them, but so far it's all been European countries. But I dare say they'll probably do a few from different ones. Yeah. I thought you might love eclairs, yes. They're just not for me, unfortunately. I don't know. It's a bit like AB was saying. It's that kind of cream sensor that I'm just not a big... It's a bit too... the cream's a bit too sort of like decent cream, if you know what I mean. A bit too pure. I guess they're all boxed together in case these Euro boxes don't live up to the hype. Oh, there you go, Alan's saying, yes, yours been all European boxes. Yeah, I bet they'll do one or two that are probably from another country. They'll probably have to do some kind of special one. I don't really know how they source it, really. I don't know whether they literally have someone who goes over to the country and just buys a load of stuff. I don't know how many subscribers they have, really, to this thing. You know, you imagine it'd be a fair few, so I don't know how practical it is for someone to go over and buy all the stuff and bring it back, but you never know. Or just drive over. Yeah. Cup noodles as well. Could give them a try. Maybe I could do a special cup noodle edition. You never know. Yes, be an interesting one. Yeah, interesting one. Dare say yes. I wonder. I don't know. Don't think what you'd get though. I'm a bit more fussy on my savoury food. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I'd say. All right, let's have a look at them. These then. Let's give them a bit of an open. So I don't know what to expect from these. It doesn't really. Does it say there what they are actually? Not to write in there. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what that translates as though, unfortunately. It's got milk chocolate and probably cream as well. It's got that Releno in as well. 36% cream maybe with cacao, so cacao cream. Looks like a chocolate, something bar. Something cubes. Akio cubes, I think. I'm not sure. Cubes of chocolate with cream, or milk chocolate cream cubes, I guess, but we'll see. I guess there's a few of these little chocolates. So maybe like chocolate Mentos. Oh no, maybe not. It's just a bar. Okay, well there we go. I was trying to avoid the chocolate ones today because it's so warm, so I have to be a bit careful. It looks a bit like a blue ribbon, is the say basically, blue ribband. So you can see up here as well. It does remind me of that. So we'll see. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a sort of Spanish blue ribband. We'll see. We'll see. Do the old measuring trick, why not? I thought it was going to be more than one thing, the way it was described, the name of it and stuff like that, but yeah, don't know. Maybe that's what's inside it. 9.8 centimetres long. The width, about 2.6, and the height, I reckon this is a wafer bar. I reckon that's what the other thing is. It looks like a wafer bar. 1.4. You can see the sort of the layers appearing on the side, can't you? I'm quite sure this will be wafer. It does look like just like a blue ribbon, I reckon. It says it's got cream in it. I reckon it's that sort of cream that you get in blue ribbons as well. Maybe like or maybe even sort of what they're called, Kit Kats. Yeah. Okay, yes, we do like so if you're too, oh thanks Rick, thank you. Spicy one, but I like spicy ones technically. Yes, I do like spicy ones, yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit quite a big fan of spicy food, but yes, one of those. But yeah, thank you so much. Maybe I'll have to do a review of them, as I say. But yeah, I don't mind either. I'm up to anything really. I guess I'm not a massive meat person, that's the only thing. But you know, one of those. Okay, I'll turn the other camera back on actually. So right, let's give it a snap. Let's see, will it crunch? Yes. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Well, it looks nice though. See there. It's a very interesting one. It's definitely a darker set of, sort of wafer sensor. It's to have a bit of a caramel look to it as well. Definitely something else in there. I don't know what it could be. Smells a bit. Smells a bit. I don't know. Yeah, interesting smell there. Interesting. Smells quite good. This one looks up my street for sure. So let's see if it tastes as nice as I think it would. Let's give it a go. This is nice actually. It's like a more chocolatey blue ribbon actually. It's very nice. Yeah, this is really nice. Imagine a blue ribbon, but the wafer bits are just a bit more chocolatey tasting. Yeah. It's not really exciting. Mostly blueberry bands, I wouldn't say the most exciting bar in the world, but this is definitely it's just nice because the wafer's a bit chocolatey. It just gives it that extra sort of set of flavours really that sort of really lifts it. Because the blueberry band, the problem with it is the centre's quite plain. It's a wafer, but it's quite plain. But this one, because the wafer, as I say, is quite chocolatey, it's not bad at all. Now I did give the dark chocolate blueberry band a 5 out of 5 because I'm a very big fan of that, because it was just so it just worked because everything in the middle was dark chocolate as well as the outside. It was just really, really, really interesting. I just really liked it. This one's getting that way, I guess, because it's not dark chocolate though. It just doesn't quite have that sort of extra pizzazz to it, if you know what I mean. That extra sort of elegance to it. It's a bit more mundane, I think I'd say. Definitely very nice. I don't know how far. It's just a blueberry band. It's not the most exciting of bars, but I still think it's really good. This one. What was it called again? Yeah, so yes, Huesitos, which is really strange because it does imply this little somethings, whatever. I don't know, because ito at the end of something generally means small, then with an S, of course, it pluralizes it. So, don't know, strange, not sure what that really translates as, but doesn't seem too applicable to me. But either way, I quite like this actually. I think it's very nice. I just think, unfortunately, it's a bit, I don't know. If one-dimensional is the right word, because you could argue that the dark chocolate blueberry band was as well, but I don't know. But I do really like this. It's just right up my street. That wafer filling, the chocolate cream, the chocolate surround. It's just got that crunch. It's just got a good amount of textures to it, so it actually ticks quite a lot of boxes for me. I think it might be a bit mundane for some people, but if you like blueberry bands, this is even better. I wouldn't say it's as good as the dark chocolate one though, but I do like it a lot. I think for me it's going to be 4.5 out of 5. I do quite like that one. It's probably a low 4.5 out of 5, to be fair, but I am a big fan of that combination of flavours, and it's just nice actually. Yeah, it's a strange one, that controversial one. I think I don't think many people might think a blueberry band's quite as high rated as that, but I do quite like it, and I think a blueberry band for me is probably 3.5 or 4, a regular one. But this one, yeah, it's definitely a 4, just about 4.5 out of 5, just about. But I think it just ticks the boxes just right for me, that one. So a good one, that one, a good one. I'm very impressed with that. Normally I think the chocolate products, that have been including Snack Surprises have been a bit hit and miss actually. They've been a bit curious, been a bit sort of interesting, but they've not really been up my street as such, you know what I mean? But that one definitely was. Yeah, so good one, that, good one. Right, so what else have we got then? We've got, I don't know whether to review this or not really. It's kind of, it's one of those things you sort of see typically, I don't know. I guess, well, we may as well do it. There we go. We've all seen these before, I think, haven't we? These kind of, I don't really know what you describe them as. I guess that's Sweet Sun. I guess that translates as. Palmeritas. So there you go. So it's got the sort of ita again at the end of it. So little something. There we go. I guess maybe it's just because it's small. The other one was called little something, but I guess in this case there are 2 of them. There we go. So an interesting one. I think we've had these before. I'm sure you get these kind of, I don't know. Where do you get them? Where have I seen these? Is it like restaurants and things? Just get them as a little sweet. Well, somewhere. I've seen them somewhere before anyway. Now, I can't quite make out the calories on this one. I think it's per 100 grams, 500 and... Can't quite make it out, unfortunately. It's a bit difficult. Maybe once or two. 519 calories. Anyway, 29 grams of fat. 16 of which are saturates. There we go. There we are. Yes. Dried fish knife. That really doesn't sound like my cup of tea at all, unfortunately, Rick. Maybe for the 1 million subscriber special, I might try it as a special thing to see what happens to me. But oh dear, I'm not a big fan of fish when it's not dried. Never mind when it's dried. Which are dried fish, that's kind of jerky. I personally hate fish. I mean, oh dear, it really doesn't sound. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those. Maybe for a super special something, I'd maybe I could try it at some point. But it really doesn't sound up my street at all. Yeah, I'm just not a big fish person. I'm not a big seafood person at all. They're not. It's just not something I'm a big fan of. Yeah, I don't. I've never enjoyed it at all. Yes. Yes, I don't know. Well, I'm not sure. Yeah. Is there anyone I dislike enough, Rick? Honestly, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's nice though, actually. I mean, that sounds a bit horrible, really. It's nice that obviously because it's something that's typical over there, isn't it? And that's the idea. It's like these Spanish boxes, isn't it? It's something to sort of, as I say, this is a typical Korean type food. But unfortunately, yeah, there's probably a limit to. I know. I was very apprehensive about those prawn. What was it? Was it prawn crisps? I think, and they ended up being like those prawn cracker type things. I don't know if was it shrimp, wasn't it? But they basically taste a bit like prawn crackers, didn't they, in the end? That was kind of like pushing my limits as to what I was. I think actual dried fish. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure about that. Yes. Oh dear. Yeah, put it on the office snack table. Oh dear, babe. Yeah, there's that. I think it's from. Is it from Iceland or Denmark or something? Where there's this like tinned fish, I think it is, where it's like, I don't know, it's just ridiculously. You can't. If you opened it in the room, it would just, even though quite a large sized room, as in very big sized, it would just, you'd have to evacuate the room because it's just got that ridiculous smell once it's open from the tin. So that's kind of my worst. I think that's my worst. My worst nightmare is that kind of thing. I think so. It might be as bad as that, I guess. So these ones, unfortunately, haven't really survived too well on the trip. I guess because they're kind of layered. You can see here. Looks like to be. What still is it? I can't remember. I don't know what the pastry is where it's laid like this now. Is it puff pastry or something? I'm not sure. But you can see they've got lots of layers there. So unfortunately, it's got lots of weak points to crack. You see those coated in sugar there, though. It looks very nice. It does look good. Nice smell to it. It's got a taste. What's this? It reminds me of a bit of a biscuit I've had before. I can't think what it is, but yeah, it's an interesting one. I think this one's a very typical one. As I say, this is what makes me think sometimes about Snack Surprise, that they just pick up random stuff off a supermarket shelf. I guess it is typically. It's got a Spanish name to it, so you know what I mean. But I do wonder. I'm trying to think, if you went in the UK and just grabbed similar things, what would be the equivalent? I'm trying to think. You know what I mean when you see these little products that you probably just never really buy normally or whatever, just like a really random company that makes them, I don't know, called Barringtons or something like that, and just make like a little, like just some weird individually wrapped biscuit that you never really get. That's in some random shopping house somewhere in, I don't know, Waitrose or something. It just reminds me of kind of like, that kind of thing, you know what I mean? And and then you just, I don't know, send it off somewhere, fob it off onto, I don't know, another country saying this is like a unique English product or something like that. I don't want to see like in dried plastic wrappers like beef. Yeah, people do eat that here. I must admit, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really. Yeah, not my cup of tea, that kind of thing. As I say, more of a sweets person generally. I don't mind some savoury things, of course, but yeah, I don't know. My palate isn't really that sophisticated. Maybe you could argue it's not sophisticated when it comes to sweets, but especially with savoury stuff, yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. Well, it's definitely interesting that people would eat that, but I think you might have to be brought up with it, or particularly like fish, I think. Yeah, but there we go. All right, let's give this one a go. Let's give it a bit of a taste. Well, let's see. Got one of the swirl bits. So let's give it a go. Quite what's with amaretti like, I think you'd say. It's interesting, but quite buttery. It's a typical sort of pastry type product, really. Not much else going on with it. It's okay. It's one of those things where you'd probably get it like as a sort of freebie, at a restaurant or something like that, just as a little after meal snack or something like that, or something along those lines, or freebie in a hotel or something like that. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing, I think, is the gist of what this is. It's all right, but it's nothing special. I think this is kind of the problem with Snack Surprise. They just do load it with stuff that I think, really isn't that sort of interesting a product, basically. There are some good stuff in there, but they do pad it out with, I don't know, a bit of rubbish. They do have an actual booklet. I've not been using the booklet. I should have used the booklet, shouldn't I? I mean, what does it actually say of these things? Can find the description. There you go. So there they are. Yes. Amaritas, there we go. Try one of Spain's favourite morning snacks, apparently. These crispy puff pastries are the perfect pick-me-up. There you go, puff pastries. So I was right with that. There you go. All right, then we had the one there. This is one of Spain's most loved chocolate. I mean, look at this. I mean, we got all the best that Spain has to offer, apparently. It has cocoa and hazelnut filling sandwiched between crunchy wafers coated in milk chocolate. I'm not quite sure that the Spain's favourites this, that, and the other, but but you never know. It might be. But yeah, these are all right, but they're basically. They say for Spain's favourite things to have at breakfast or whatever. I mean, I'm not sure about that. Maybe, as I say, if you're in a hotel, you get them at breakfast. Maybe that's what happened when the Snack Surprise went over. I mean, it could be, of course. But I don't know. I've never when I knew I had a Spanish friend, he's gone back to Spain now, but he brought things into obviously, you know, stuff like that. And I don't remember him ever bringing these in. He did bring in something specifically. Forgot what they were called now. You know, I would expect to see that in this in this pack, really, not these things. As I say, so although there's regional differences and stuff like this, of course. But yeah, I don't know. These for me, I don't know. They feel a bit. I think these are not a great product, really. They're okay. They're just that typical thing, as I say. So I think for me, these ones are pretty much a 2 out of 5, really. They're kind of what you'd think they'd be, and not much more, not much less, really. Yeah, so one of those. Any plans tonight? Yes, well, tonight, I forgot. Got a few, we've got a new Lego Optimus Prime, actually, so I'm going to try and look into that tonight. That's my plans, really, yeah. So I've had it for about a week or so now, so I need to actually get into it. Just need the time to do it. Done a lot of stuff today with the channel and things. I did about 3 reviews earlier on. I did a bit of look back last night to try and get it done. I just need to record it now, so I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. Then edit it for this week, hopefully. So yes, yes, I think tonight's probably just a bit of relaxing, really. I think there's some tennis on as well. That I've sometimes watched some of the tennis as well. So just because I can relax to it and just yeah. But that's about it, really. Nothing too exciting, I guess. Need to mow the lawn as well, but I don't think I'll do that today. Yeah, so I guess you're in bed now, aren't you, Rick? So probably not much. This is your plans for tonight now, is the end of the plans. Anyway, did you do anything good earlier on? Okay, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do something there. Let's have a look. Let's do one of these. These look quite interesting. Let's have a see. There we go. So egg chip flavour crisps, basically, and it says they're fried egg taste chips without gluten. They're gluten free, but fried egg taste chips. How about that? I love these Spanglish type things. It looks very interesting, doesn't it? I don't know what's it on there. It's on like a slate. I think it is. Patatas fritas and gourmet. Okay, so potato chips, basically. Yeah. Right. There we go. Got the ingredients there. Selected potatoes, sunflower oil, 23%, and salt. So not much in there. Flavor enhancer. Enhancer. Hacer is a Spanish verb to do or to make. So they've just should be enhancer there, but they've obviously in the typo they've done yeast extract, anti-caking. There we go. There we go. Right, there we go. Made by them. Let's see. You can look on the Instagram. This, that, and the other. Okay, conservar en lugar in a fresh. It says conserve in a fresh and secure place. I think that says. Store in a cool, dry place. Well, there you go. Right. So it's cool, I guess, by fresh. 400 grams, 481 calories, 23.2 grams of fat, 2.6 of weight of saturates. This looks an interesting one. This one, yeah, looks very interesting. Sunflower oil, I guess that's a symbol for. There we go. I like the look of the packaging for this one. I like it's quite simple and straightforward, and a white colour packet is relatively rare. I think there are some in the UK with a white packet, but it does look interesting. Yeah. How long will that take to build? Quite some time. It actually transforms as well, Rick, and transforms well. It's yeah, and you don't have to disassemble it. It actually literally transforms. So yes, I think obviously Optimus Prime is quite simple, a straightforward transformer generally. It's just got the arms just going to the sides and the head flips back or something like that, and the legs poof back. But even so, pretty impressive. It'll probably take a few hours. I think it's like about it's a technique one technically, I guess. You know, so it's about 3,000, 2,000, 3,000 pieces, something like that. So yeah. I never imagined you'd be into soccer. Yes. I mean tennis, yes. I don't mind it. I'm not a massive. It's just because, you know, again, I'm not. You know, I subscribe to Amazon Prime basically, and you have a lot of the tennis on there. So I just sort of, you know, it's just easy to watch, just to relax to, or something like that. You know, so I do watch a bit of it basically. Yeah. So you know, I don't mind it too much. It's because it's, you know, I'm not. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of it really, but I just end up watching it. I don't know. It's quite good because you can see you get into it quite a lot really. So it's quite interesting. Like last year, for instance, because when Emma Raducanu won the US Open, it's the only one of the Grand Slams that they have on Amazon Prime in the UK. I think they have the French one in France, I think. But so I was watching her right from the start. So because you can see all the games basically. So it was actually quite good to see her go all the way through. So it was quite interesting because, yeah, as I say, I was literally watching her from the start with no expectation that she'd do quite well. So it was actually quite good. Yeah, and I do watch. I do watch snooker a bit as well. Actually, I do quite like snooker as well. I haven't watched it much recently because the BBC have just been a bit annoying with that. they've just annoyed me a bit. But yeah. But I do quite like I do quite like snooker, and I can appreciate it. It's quite interesting to watch as well. Yeah, but I haven't watched it for some time now. But yes, when it's done very good. I still have that 147 he did. about 4 minutes, which was ridiculous. It takes about 4 minutes just to do one shot normally, and even then I miss. Oh, yeah, you into either of those? What do you like, Rick? What's your type of thing? Okay, Huevo Fritter. Let's have a look. It's a bit difficult to open these ones. I might just open it on the main camera actually. So this is very interesting, this one. And sometimes I try to be careful when I open them to make sure that I can, don't damage them so I can send them off. But there we go. So there we are. So that's interesting. They're quite nice. You can see a lot of seasoning on the side. It does have a bit of a fried egg smell to it actually, I must say. Probably more of a, yeah, it does. Can't quite think in what way. It does smell like fried egg from the frying pan for sure. I haven't seen any Glastonbury actually, Andrew. No, is it any good? I probably watched the highlights of it. I tend to sort of, BBC does the highlights on the iPlayer, so I tend to go back and just perhaps pick and choose what I want to watch. But I've not been watching it. No, it's been quite good. I don't think it'll be a mud bath this year, so that's quite interesting. So there you go. So it's a typical crisp. There's nothing too extravagant about it. Quite a thin crisp, I think you'd say, but maybe that's just a normal one. Some say salt on it, something like that. Oh, a fried egg crisp. Yeah, it's just got a bit of salt. So let's give it a taste. Let's see. Oh, wow, crikey! It really does taste of. It tastes just of eggs, fried eggs. It does. Oh, goodness me. Wow. If you're an egg fan, this is definitely. Imagine just an egg sandwich, obviously without the bread. Or just a fried egg. Imagine that. Yeah. It's pretty much you're getting that. So it's quite accurate. It does really taste like. Yeah, I am getting just a fried egg taste. With a bit of salt. So interesting, this one. I think I don't really know what to make of it. I'm not sure. I'm a massive fan of the flavour as such because I don't mind fried eggs and things, but I generally have them with, say, other things like, tomatoes or beans or something. Whereas this one, you're just getting like just basically a fried egg taste. But it is very accurate to it, actually. I must commend it. It really does taste like a fried egg. I feel like just like you're tasting fried eggs in crisp form. Sometimes when you get a flavour of crisp, and while you sort of get a hint of what it's meant to taste like, say it's beef or something. It's like, okay, yeah, it's sort of beef, you know what I mean? It's that more than chicken or something like that. But but this one really does taste of fried eggs. It literally tastes just like you're eating a fried egg. So it's very, very. I commend it for that, really. But I'm just not sure it's what I would want from a crisp. But having said that, I mean, it's clearly, it's clearly a fried egg crisp. It's not pretending to be anything else. The fact there's so little flavours in it as well. So I don't know. It's done a good job. So little ingredients rather. You can see there, flavour enhancer. I'd be interested to see what E621 is. What could that be? Monosodium glutamate is a flavour enhancer. So could that be monosodium glutamate, E621? Mind you, it says it's got no gluten in, so it can't be. From my knowledge of food type stuffs. But interesting, yeah. Interesting as well. I don't know how to rate this one. I think it's not for me is the gist of it, but I think it is exactly what you'd expect it to be. And I think if you bought it, that means it's exactly what you'd want it to be. So, I mean, what can I say? What can I say? I don't really know how you'd rate that because it's literally what it is and it does it perfectly. So I think I'm going to have to say it's a 5 out of 5, but I mean, it is literally crisp that tastes of fried egg with salt. And that's literally, I think that's literally what you'd expect. So I can't mark it down for that. I mean, it's the perfect example of a flavour done perfectly, really. It's literally a perfect flavour. It tastes exactly like it's meant to. It's just not for me, unfortunately. So for my own personal rating, it's probably, I don't know, 2-3 out of 5, I think. But, I can't hold it against it, the fact that it tastes exactly like it's meant to. So, yeah, 5 out of 5. It's literally perfect. It's literally tastes exactly as you'd expect it to. It's a nice crunch to the crisp. They look decent quality. Yeah. Not bad at all. I've seen some of the highlights. Looking forward to Paul McCartney. Are you a big Paul McCartney fan? Are you? Yes, I see. Yeah, is it? Are you a big Beatles fan or just Paul McCartney? I see. Interesting. Yeah, I do like to see some of the highlights really, but sometimes I don't know. It can be hit and miss sometimes because sometimes live performances for me, sometimes are not quite what I'm after. Sometimes I just like to listen to the music, if you know what I mean. And sometimes the live performances have a lot of other stuff going on and things, but don't give me what I actually wanted, so it can be a bit hit and miss for me, but that's just me, an interesting crisp on that one. I was quite impressed with that actually. As I say, it's not for me at all, but I was very impressed with it. I mean, you know, as I say, I can't hold it against the fact that it tastes perfectly like it should have done. Let's see what the description was in the book. We'll find it. There we go. Let's see. There we are. These potato chips are unique with their flavour of fried egg. It may sound a little strange, but trust us, you won't be able to put these down. Well, I'm not sure about that, but I've put them down. But yeah, I mean, I was amazed at how accurate their flavour was actually. I'll say, if you love fried eggs, I think you would literally be in heaven there. Really do think you would be. What else we got? We got here we go. So another one with Etos at the end of it. So little somethings, Lacasitos. Riena de leche. So I guess Riena is cream. I guess we've had that quite a lot in these descriptions. Chocolatina. There we go. Source of calcium, I assume that says, or strong in calcium. I think that says. Fuente. No, I think it's fuerte, isn't it? Strong. So I'm not sure. But anyway, it's got calcium in it. I assume that means. And sin something else without gluten as well. So there we go. There's been a few things that haven't got gluten in. We've seen. If it focuses in on it. There we go. There we are. Interesting one, yeah. So it's a bit like a sort of mini M&M bar in a sort of cream filling covered in chocolate. We might have a... The camera just seems to want to not focus in today, so apologies for that. It's just the way it goes. Yeah, I think it's just Spanish there. Chocolate with cream, well, milk chocolate basically, 50%. That's like a sort of, I'll say that cream filling, 38%. With like little chocolate bits basically, with a colour, with a sort of sugar coating basically, 12%. Interesting, there we go. And then we've got, roughly anyway, I'll say I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm relatively certain. Okay, so 548 calories per 100 grams, so pretty high. Definitely on the top end of the 500 550 scale that chocolate typically has. 32 grams of fat, 20 of which are saturates. There we go. Yeah. Yes, I think the Beatles are good, but I'm not a big Beatles fan. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of them, I must say. I'm not a massive... I don't mind them. You know, I can appreciate the music, but I'm not a massive fan. I know a lot of people are, like you say. That's still be a but someone as well-known music as him is always interesting. Yeah, well, this is it. It must be doing something right. Exactly. Yeah, which is fair enough. Yeah. No, it's a good point, Andrew. I think you're right there. You can definitely... I know you're quite into your music as well. You know, as I say, it's definitely something to be said for watching people that clearly have done something right and, you know, to have such a support and following. Okay, and it's 21 grams of 21 grams. There we go. Net weight. Okay, there we go. Right, there we go. So let's give a bit of an open down here then. Let's see. We get another chocolatey one. Let's see, that bar looks like one in the Italian special. Let's have a look. I can't quite recall. I can't recall it now, to be honest with you, Andrew. It could have done. I can't remember. I'm trying to think now. I can't remember at all. Proves how much. Might have, yeah, I don't know. I can't recall it now either. That's an interesting one though. But I think it does ring bells, but I can't remember. Oh dear, I should do, shouldn't I? But there you go. Let me think. Italian special. What do we have? I can't recall. I can't recall it. Yeah, I don't know. I can't recall it now, Andrew. Unfortunately, I'm sorry about that. I can't remember. Well, I remember the pear one and the orange one, stuff like this, but the round cherry ones as well. But I can't remember. I can't remember it. Yeah, if you remember the name, let me know. I can't remember. I'll have a look later. Okay, let's have a see. Let's give it a measure then. Let's have a look. They're just about okay today. So the chocolates are not melting. 8.7, 8.8. Looks a good one, this one though. Let's say it looks a bit like a sort of M&M that thing. At least it'd be good if it did have a full-size M&M replica. 1.3 tall. 8 millimeters in between the gaps. There we go. Did we do the length? Might have done. We did, didn't we? Yeah, about 8.8. And the width 2.3 in between. About 1.9. So there we go. Yeah, interesting one. Let's say quite an interesting. This is was it Cacasitas? Yeah, not too bad. Give a bit of a cut down here as well, just on the inside. It'd be nice if they had like a full size sort of, you know, M&M in each section, but I don't think they will do these mini ones. I think we'll give it a bit of a chop and see. Okay, there we go. It's an interesting one. They've got like one that's like a white colour there. You don't see white coloured M&Ms, do you? So that's interesting. There are mini ones, of course. Mini Smarties, mini M&Ms. But yeah, the white coloured shells. That's an interesting colour. You can see there a bit of a gap though. What is in between it, but looks interesting. As I say, it looks an interesting one. Different take on like an M&M's type chocolate bar. Barry Manilow was in Newcastle this week. So on YouTube, so it was another nostalgic show. I didn't go but saw a few videos on YouTube. Ah, see, okay, interesting. Barry Manilow, eh? Yes. Oh dear. There was a Bar New Time special like mini M&M's mixed with Kinder Bar. Yeah, I can't recall it now. I'm sure, I'm not saying there wasn't, I just can't recall it. Mini M&M's mixed with a Kinder Bar. Yeah, it sounds, yes, I think it's coming back to me, but I just can't picture it. I'll have to have a look later, but yeah. I can't recall, yeah. That was slipped my mind, so that was a great bar, I guess, wasn't it? Yeah, I can't remember it at all, but there we go. Oh dear, imagine memory, you know what I mean. Getting too old, no memory's going. Well, let's give this one a go. It looks an interesting one, so let's give it a taste. Hang on, there's a blue one poking through the bottom I just saw. It does seem to be quite packed with mini M&Ms. So you can see there's a white one, a red one and a blue one, just in that half section. Not bad, you know. Interesting, actually. It's very, as you can imagine, it is very, very creamy, this one. It's very, you've got sort of that milky cream filling that you get in some Kinder products, actually, speaking of which. Yeah, so maybe that was Lindor milk filled eggs or whatever, mini eggs that they do at Easter. Interesting. Only one mini M&M type thing in that one, though, that section. Very soft. That's a very creamy sense, a bit powdery. Not bad though, that, you know. That's actually not too bad. If you imagine sort of, as I say, one of these M&M chocolate bars, you know, has mini M&Ms in, but with like a sort of milky cream filling, you kind of pretty much spot on with what it would be there, and it's not too bad. I think that filling for me, it would normally be a bit too creamy, but in this size bar, you know, it's quite small. It's actually just about right. It's obviously a small bar, but I think it actually works pretty well with, you know, the quantity of cream in there. I think it might be too sickly otherwise, but for me it works about right. That's actually not too bad, and you get like a lot of crunch on the mini M&Ms or mini M&Ms type things, whatever they are. We'll describe them as mini M&Ms or mini Smarties, but they feel like the more mini M&Ms than mini Smarties for some reason. It's just because the Nestle chocolate has a bit more of a distinct taste, and these ones don't have that, of course. I don't know, you know, yeah, well they don't. I can tell anyway. It's not bad actually, not too bad. I think for me these ones are kind of I don't know, they're not really massively exciting. There's not a load going on there, but they're quite they're quite interesting though, all the same. And I feel like they're just a bit different as well. I can't think of an equivalent bar that I've had before. I don't think in the Blaze Socks off though. But I quite like them. I quite like it. I feel like it's quantity. Yeah, the quantities are just about right. The amount of cream to the chocolate, to the M&Ms. So some of the sections, like, you know, as you saw that bit before, just half it had 3 mini M&Ms in it, or whatever they are, sort of mini sugar chocolate coated, sugar coated chocolates. I feel like it's between a 3.5 and a 4 really. I feel like is it as exciting? I feel like because it's a bit small though, I don't think it's quite enough to be a 4, but. I don't know, it seems to be reasonable. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, say 4 out of 5. It's more of a 3.5 than a 4.5 for sure. It's nearly a 3.5, I think, on another day maybe, but it was actually pretty pleasant, that. I actually quite enjoyed it, and I thought it had a nice crunch, but nice soft creamy middle as well. And I think that's the thing, with a creamy chocolate like this, as long as it's got like a decent crunch in there, it has to have a decent crunch. I think it works okay really, because it just offsets it, you know, to be a bit less all about the cream for me. And I think in this case it worked, and that's what just put it up just over the 3.5 range. So interesting one, that one, yeah. A couple of good bars here then. I'd say that the Blue Ribbon one was very nice, and that one I'd say wasn't too bad at all. Interesting, that, yeah, definitely interesting. I have got a bit of the plate is taking a beating today. Normally it's not so bad, but today it's yeah, definitely just a bit warm or whatever. But just give it a bit more of a wipe. There we go. Okay. Yeah, right. Just keep it on top of it. Okay, yeah. So let's have a see. So see, most of a lot of these products weren't too sort of, what's it called? We've got like a. There we go. Let's try these ones then. These conchitas, so shells, I guess, with shells, I guess, with ketchup flavour. There you go. So it looks like little shells in the form of what claim to be tortoise shells or turtle shells. There we go. Jumpers. All right. A strange face there, but there we go. Very interesting. So I guess there's going to be mini shells. I'm sure we've had sort of similar products in the UK. This is obviously tomato flavour. What are the calories like on these ones? 400 grams, 516.7 calories. 26.1 grams of fat, free of which are saturates, and for 30 grams. What does it say? 155 calories, 0.01. That's quite precise, isn't it? 0.01. Goodness me. Yeah, doesn't need to be that precise, but there we go. 7.83 grams of fat, 0.9 of which are saturates. So very precise on the calorie information, which is good, I guess. This, better than not being. Okay. So there we go. So I guess basically. Got Portuguese there. If Jar was here, we'd be able to translate it all, but fortunately not today, typically. But there we go. So basically, yeah, tomato flavoured crisps. Any possible to make anything of interest in there? Can't quite see anything. But there we go. Okay. There could be palm oil, I'm not too sure. I want to know for sure there, but there we go. All right, there we go. Not too bad. Yeah, interesting. Looks like it's a 30-gram bag as well. Okay, so I'll just give these an open up top. I don't think there's much point zooming down for these ones. Okay, so we'll see. Expecting them to they smell quite nice. I think these are sort of my kind of crisps as well. I love all these sort of tomato flavoured cheap crisps you can get. I'm not saying these are necessarily cheap, but like Transformer snacks and stuff like that. Very interesting. Quite small shells though. I was expecting them to be a bit bigger. Get one out. Look a bit like Skips actually. I wonder if they're very similar to Skips. The consistency of them. Interesting. So you can see the tomato flavour that builds up in them. Yeah, okay, let's give them a try. Let's see. Yeah, they are just like Skips. It's smaller though. They're better if they're a bit bigger actually. They're a bit too small, I think. But Skips are quite nice. I haven't had Skips for a long time. I think the flavours are not, it's usually prawn cocktails, and I know you get other flavours every now and again, but it's an okay flavour, but it tends to be the only one that Skips do, and that's why I kind of avoid them really. But it's actually pretty nice, these. They're quite, it's not a massively strong ketchup flavour. I said tomato before, but it tastes more like just a subtle taste. I would say it's quite subtle, and I think quite nice actually. Almost got says tomatoey rather than ketchup. But I guess they're both exactly the same, aren't they? Just as a bit of a sweeter taste, maybe. Yeah, I quite like these. Let's say if you just imagine Skips, but tomato flavour or ketchup flavoured Skips, they're actually pretty good. Maybe the smallness of them works slightly because maybe they're a bit too big. The flavour would be a bit too tight. It's got a bit of a tang to the flavour, but tomato does as well. I know it's tomato ketchup, but at least I assume it's tomato ketchup. Yeah, let's see. What does it actually say? What does it actually say for the flavour? Assume it would be tomato or tomato. Can't see anything specifically that looks like tomato in there, but I'm assuming. Looks like it's got. I'm sure it's MSG, monosodium glutamate there. Looks like it's got it. Yes, it does contain gluten. Interesting. I can't see any sort of tomato there on it. I'm sure it's tomato in Spanish, but I'm not too sure. Well, I'm relatively sure, but I'm not 100% certain. But there we go. Anyway, it says ketchup somewhere. So not too bad actually. I quite like these. I think I don't want to emphasise labour the point too much. They're pretty good. Basically Skips, but tomato flavour. They've got a bit of a tang to them, so it might benefit them being slightly smaller because the tang might be a bit too strong otherwise. I think they're okay. I think they're relatively, they're just I don't know. How do you rate crisps? Quite difficult to rate crisps, really. I think for me, I gave the ones 5 out of 5. Not really because I particularly liked them myself, but they just were a fried egg flavoured crisp, and they tasted exactly like fried eggs, and they were a crisp. So I can't really knock them down for anything. It's a bit difficult, that one really, because obviously, but they weren't really for me. But I'd have to be objective with it. These ones, you know, I think it is more my kind of flavour, my kind of consistency. But they don't really, I mean, you know, I don't know. It's a difficult one because in this case I'm thinking, well, if they did taste of a ketchup flavour crisp perfectly, does that mean you have to get 5 out of 5? And I'm thinking, well, not really, because in that case, I'm not really sure. I don't know, it's a strange one, isn't it? So I've just gave something a 5 out of 5 for tasting exactly like fried egg crisps. But if it's something tasted perfectly like ketchup, I don't think it would really be. I don't think it's a flavour you could technically replicate in the crisp form as easy. I don't know. It's a weird one, actually, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, a bit. I don't know why I'm contradicting myself, really. So it's a complicated one. But I think the gist of it is, if you had like a, I don't think you could really. I don't know. I don't feel like. I feel like these are a ketchup flavour, and it doesn't really taste actually like ketchup, if that makes sense. Whereas the fried eggs ones literally tasted like fried egg. I mean, perfectly tasted like fried eggs. It literally tasted like them, you know, exactly like the whites and the yolk, and you know, it really did. Obviously, not the consistency. Whereas these ones, the ketchup flavour, but it tastes like ketchup. It tastes like a ketchup flavour. It doesn't taste like actual ketchup. You know, most flavours do taste like that. They don't really taste like just what they're meant to be. And as I say, in this, so that's why the fried egg one just had to be a 5 out of 5 because it perfectly nailed it. You know what I mean? But there might be limits to that. I don't know. And so if this tasted perfectly like ketchup, would I give it 5 out of 5? I'm not. I don't know. I don't think it would quite work the same. I feel like it wouldn't be. I don't think it'd be like a flavour where you thought, well, that's just the perfect crisp to taste like ketchup. I don't think it's quite works that way. Whereas the fried egg one, I think, kind of does. It's a complicated one. I'm not really sure if it's a straightforward answer, but hopefully you understand what I'm getting at. But I think for these ones, I think, you know, they did taste okay. I like the consistency. It's that Skips flavour. I think they're a bit too small. Skips with a whistle. Skips. Just kept whistling. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they're just okay, really. Even though they tick the boxes and not bad. I think they're about 3.5 out of 5 for me. They have a nice little ketchupy taste, tomatoey taste to them. And they're quite nice consistency. They melt in the mouth like Skips do. It's that kind of consistent flavour. You know, I don't know how you describe it other than that, but they literally just melt in the mouth. It's that kind of crisp, if you can imagine what that'd be like. No real crunch to them as such, other than the first initial crunch, and then they kind of, as I say, melt. But yeah, I think they're pretty nice. I just feel like the flavour's perhaps a bit, I don't know, maybe it's just a bit too tangy, really, is the gist of it. Maybe it's just a bit too tangy. So, you know, it's not, as I say, it might work because of the fact that the crisps are quite small. If they're any bigger, I think you'd have too much flavour at once. Even when you have multiple ones at once, it still seems to be manageable. But I think if they were bigger, then it'd just be too much tangy flavour and it might come across not as good. So, yeah, about 3.5 out of 5. If you like the 80s and 90s rock, then Motley Crue, Poison, and Def Leppard on tour together, I say, okay. I think goes to the UK after the US tour. Def Leppard have been around for decades. Originally from Sheffield. Yes, is that one the one-armed drummer, Def Leppard? Yeah, I do believe that's the case, isn't it? Yeah. Interesting. I think, yeah, I think my cousin really into them. Yeah, see. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think so. Yes, interesting. You're a big fan of them, are you then? And try, what's the other? Yeah, Iron Maiden as well. I think Iron Maiden and AC/DC, of course, as well. They're sort of like the, yeah. I guess the ones that sort of, I guess ones that seem to be bigger in this country. I think. I mean, Motley Crue are bigger in the US. I think. Still known in the UK, of course. And Def Leppard, of course. I don't know much about Poison, I must say. So we've got some interesting products here. I think let's see a couple more. I think should I do these ones? I don't know. They're a bit, let's see. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'll give these ones a go. We've seen Finny before. I think we've seen them in the UK in Home Bargains and places like that. Seem to make a few different things. Got like their own sort of fruit flavoured sweets here without gluten. Got a lot of gluten-free stuff. Just saying I need to do more gluten-free things, and a lot of these have been gluten-free. Okay, Cinemax, 90 grams. Net quantity, oh, there you go, yeah. Alright. Got an English description here, I think, somewhere. I think. Yes. Gummy jellies, there we go. Okay, glazing agents, colours. Made in a factory also handles milk derivatives. Alright. Okay. It's fun, it's Finny, there we are. Okay, and we've got mayo per 100 grams, 322 calories, 0 grams of fat, 0 which are saturates. Not bad, but a lot of sugar. 50 grams, I think that is. Okay, it's an interesting one. I think we say just like literally shapes. They seem to be heavy in colours though, don't they? They look like they've got a lot of colouring in them. That's for sure. It's interesting, yeah. You've got to try Canadian ketchup chips from Lay's. Coated with ketchup powder, lots of ketchup punch. I see, okay. Well, now they compare to those ones then, but yeah, interesting. I do quite like ketchup flavour crisps, really, generally. I didn't mind those other ones. I just felt like maybe they were a bit much, I don't know. But yes, I wonder how that would work. Interesting, I'd like to give them a go. Maybe I have ketchup flavoured Walker's crisps, so maybe it's quite similar, but I've not had them for a long time. It's like, yeah. You'd have some tomato flavoured crisps that tends to be quite nice over here, but like the sort of like the corn crisp flavoured ones, you know, the sort of, I don't know, quite like that consistency. Interesting, yeah. Do you miss things like that then, Rick, where you are? I guess you can't really buy things like that anymore. It must be a pain when there's something you particularly fancy. Alright, let's have a look then. Let's see what we can. I think it's very easy to open these. It might struggle a bit, so try to keep them. There we go. Yeah, there we are. As long as you keep the front intact, the collector will be happy. Ooh, there's a nice smell coming from them actually as I open these. So you can see here, look at that. There's quite a lot of colour in that, isn't there? I don't know what is that meant to be. I don't know what that is. What is it? I think it's meant to be a vegetable, but I don't know where or something. I don't know. It smells like a. I don't know. I really don't know what it's meant to be. There we go. Okay, got that one. It's usually like the mint-looking flavours you get in European countries. So, curious. Don't think it'll be mint flavours, but you never know. Fried egg, of course. I should not actually flavoured egg. What does it say? Does it say Finny on it? That's quite good. It says Finny on it. Maybe that's their central one, the main one they do. Look at that again. Yeah, I really don't know what that's meant to be. I don't know. I don't recognise that. Is it some kind of? I don't know. Must be some kind of vegetable or something. I don't really know. But yeah, interesting. We've got this one here, which is a bone. So there we go. So they've got various shapes. So that could be anything, then, couldn't it? This one could be some kind of, I don't know, finger or something. I don't really know. I really no idea what that is. I dread to think, but there we are. Like a not a very nice looking strawberry there. It looks it's a bit too accurate, that one, I think. I don't know. Not very red. Looks, I don't know. Interesting. Very green. There's lots of colours in this. Very sure. There we've got the different ones, I think. Distribution's not too great. We've only got one of these. It's a bit poor. But everything else we've got about 3 or 4 of, I think. So we'll just, maybe I'll just show you what we've got down here. So, 3 or 4 fried eggs. And 5 fried eggs, there we are. A load of bones. 1 strawberry and 1, I don't know, I think we've got 1 there. So distribution's not too great. Don't know how to rate these perfectly because, maybe I should taste them all, I'm not sure. But there we go, it's one of those. Yes, one-arm drummer, yes. Yes, yes, up on, well, not sure, yes, up on my bands, I guess, yeah. Yes, do know a few things, yeah, I do. One of those, I just know random stuff generally, but there we are, yes. Guns N' Roses, yes. Yeah, Guns N' Roses were big. My cousin used to love them. He used to go around, he'd always be playing Guns N' Roses, yeah. Honestly. He used to like a game called Burnout Paradise. They did a re-release not too long ago, but it's one of my favourite games of all time, actually. And the main jingle was Paradise City. So when you started the game up, it would obviously kick off with that, and it was good memories. That, yeah, I really like that game. And a great online mode, really did. It was brilliant. On the Xbox 360, because you could sort of take someone out, but it was like it's like an online multiplayer session where we just do free roaming essentially, and you could kind of just take people out, and if you hit someone in the same way with your car, and they would be a car as well, it would kind of do a takedown. And if you had the webcam involved, the person who was took out could do like little revenge shots. And of course, nowadays, I don't know, but at the time it was perfectly fine. People just like to go, something like that, so you get a picture of them. Like, yeah, it was just quite funny. I had good memories of that game, Yes, I haven't heard them for a while. Yeah, I think Axl Rose didn't replace AC/DC's frontman. I think when he did a gig in Manchester a few years back, I think because the frontman lost his voice or something, hasn't he? He had some problems, so Axl Rose took his place. I think he got well received as well, obviously, because that's the hardest thing to replace in a band, you'd say. Okay, let's give this a go then. Quite orangey. It looks a bit more red in hand actually than it does there. It's a very dark orange. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's see. Well, it's by the way you'd expect, really. It's a typical Haribo style chewy sweet. It's not bad though. The yolk part's quite chewy. I mean, it's quite normal, really. I'm not really, it's a very typical affair, this one. Let's try one of these. It looks very odd. Let's see. They're okay. They're just normal sweets, basically. Jelly sweets. They don't have any particular flavour, really. Let's just try the odd strawberry one. Lots of colours in them, but there's not really any decent flavours there. I'm just quite sort of all about the consistency, really. So, they're okay, those ones. They're a bit like a Haribo Super Mix or whatever it is, the regular, normal. I quite like jelly sweets, but I like sour ones or ones of interesting consistency. Some of the squashies and things like this that Swizzles have done for their drumsticks range, stuff like that. But these ones, yeah, they're a bit mundane. These actually, there's not much to say about them. There's not much flavour there, just a bit of consistent chew. You know what I mean? It's just about that, really. I don't think despite all that colouring, you would have expected them to be nice flavours to back it up, but there isn't. You just don't taste of anything. You don't taste really of strawberry or anything like that. They all tasted quite the same, really. Just that sort of typical non-flavour of some chewy sweets have, or some, well, typically sweets have, you imagine, like the fried egg sweets and stuff like that. Didn't really have any flavour as such. So, yeah, I think for me, I don't know, 1.5, 2. It's probably, I don't know. It's probably a 2. It's almost a 1.5, I think, because they're just so mundane. But I think it might be a bit too harsh. But they're definitely closer to 1.5 than the 2.5. So maybe another day that'd be 1.5, I think, just because they're just so normal. But it might be a bit too harsh, that. So but it is tempting to give them 1.5. It's very close to being a 1.5. Those. So 2 out of 5 of them, quite disappointing. Quite mundane, those. Yeah. Right, so last one for the day. It's very. This is one that Scotty would like, I think. It's another crisp one. Boca bits, yes, and mouth bits, I guess. Yeah, I'm sure if you translated it, you'd probably not do a literal translation like that. But there we go. Okay, snack the tree. I think that's possibly ham. I think, I'm not sure. I don't know. But I'm guessing anyway. See what it says. These Boca bits snacks with Tigre de Gran Calidad. Good. Well, I don't know. Good. I'm not sure what Calidad is. I feel like I should know, but I can't remember. Okay, is there an English translation? Possibly not. I feel like I should know. Well, yeah, no. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure. Don't know. I feel like they're probably. Well, we get to what we've got a description, haven't we? Let's see. We've got actually. We've got the book, haven't we? Here we go. So why not look at the book? How about that? Yes, Boca bits are Spain's most famous wheat-based snack. Most famous. We've literally today we've had what have we had? We've had one of the most loved chocolate bars in Spain, apparently, even though it's basically just a just a blue ribbon. Well, these what else have we had? These try one of Spain's favourite morning snacks. I've had that as well, apparently. So I've had all Spain's best stuff in this pack. Is the gist of it. Yeah, so that's interesting, isn't it? And there we go. Got one of Boca bits are Spain's most famous wheat-based snacks. They're delicious, crunchy chips have a savoury, meaty flavour. Okay. All right. So I think we know where we go with these ones. I think reasonable. Just before I forget, let's just do what the other bits were. Those finny ones. Where are they? There you go. So I did have a movies motif on, didn't he? The perfect movie snack, apparently. Okay. Cinnamon mix is a bag full of fruity gummy sweets that have you going in for more. And there we go. These shell-shaped potato chips are the incredibly addictive taste of ketchup. I didn't really go overboard on the description. These are the best ketchup crisps in Spain, but never mind. All right. Maybe didn't want to go too overboard with those ones. All right, so these ones look okay. I think we've seen these kind of things before in the UK. I think they're going to be a bit okay-ish, aren't they? Really, I think is the gist of it. So you got a good taste of what you get. Not quite, maybe almost literally, maybe not quite. What you get in Snack Surprise. You get kind of a mix of stuff. I'd say it's okay. I'd say it's all right. It's interesting. Is it just you get some decent things, but some things are quite mundane. I think you'd say, despite them saying that it's Spain's best ever export or whatever they want to say in the month. Let's just see what the calories are for these. What focuses in. 100 grams, 497 calories, 27.6 grams of fat, 3.4 of which are saturates. And then per bag, I assume 27 grams, 134 calories, 7.5 grams of fat, 0.9 of which are saturates. Does it actually say the size? Okay, so fun form, delicious, crunchy probably. Okay, so fun shape, I guess that is. Fun shape, delicious, crunchy. Yeah, something like that. I assume. Okay, well I can't see this actual weight of the bag. I'm sure it's just somewhere, but I can't see it anywhere. Should say really, shouldn't it? But yeah. Oh, there we go. 27 grams. So it was 27. There we go. All right, let's give these a go. Let's see. It's a wheat-based snack. Yeah, it's just like what are they called? Those? Did they still do them anymore in the UK? That's what they reminded me of. Is it called? They called something wheats or something like that. Was it mini wheats or wheat crunchies? That was it. Wheat crunchies. Remember those cylinder things? They were the. That's what these remind me of for the obvious reasons. I haven't seen them in years. I forgot they existed actually. But yeah, they're going to come back as a throwback. Okay, let's give these a taste. Interesting. Grand Calidad. I feel like I recognise the word Calidad, but I can't think what it is. Interesting. They do taste quite wheaty. They've got like I wouldn't say it's a massively meat flavour. They've got like a flavour. It's quite subtle though. It's a very generic flavour, you know what I mean? It's literally generic, you know. Could be anything. Some kind of beefy type flavour. They're okay. I'm trying to think, is there a reason you go for wheat-based ones? Do you not have gluten or anything like that? I can't see any, yeah. Definitely got no artificial colours in it. It's got no artificial anything, I don't think, in this one, other than maybe a flavour. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's gluten-free. I feel like they should be. I feel like it should be free of many things for this quite blandish flavour. It's okay, these ones. But, you know, they're basically exactly what you'd think. They're just kind of like a very wheaty crisp that's not really... I don't know, yeah. They're very mundane, these ones. I think they're a bit of a poor one to finish on, unfortunately. But there we go. They're very... I don't know. Bog standard, I think you'd say. They're just not, the flavour's not really that strong. It's kind of a very weak, sort of meaty flavour, and the wheat, they're quite wheaty. They're even more wheaty than wheat crunchies were, which had a bit more about them, if you remember those. They were relatively nice. They had quite a diverse flavour. Those had a diverse range of flavours, and they actually had relatively good flavours as well. This one, though, you know, surprised about it's a Lay's product as well, so you'd think it'd be a bit more... have something a bit more about it. But yeah, not horrible or anything like that, but that's it. They're very dry, very wheaty, very... you know, not very crisp-like, and the flavour's very, I don't know, could be anything. It's very subtle meat-type flavour. It doesn't really even come across as meat, really. It just comes across as something. So I think these ones could definitely be a lot better. They could have a better flavour or better something. You know, there's no excuse for having such a weak flavour, really. So I think for me, these ones are just a 1.5 out of 5. They're just not horrible or anything, but there's really nothing going about them at all. They're just very weak flavoured, very uninspiring. They definitely could have had more effort gone into them. Yeah, I really don't think you could say that. I mean, I mean, these descriptions. I mean, crunchy, fair enough. But even the crunch, I think, is not that, or whatever that. I assume that's crunchy, isn't it? You know, not really in a good way, because it's kind of like weird wheaty. You know, like the way a biscuit separates, like, you know, so into crumbles apart. It kind of does that, but in a crisp way, in the way a crisp would do it. You know what I mean? It's weird if you imagine a crisp had that sort of consistency. So Delicioso form, it's not really a fun form, what I've said, and it's certainly not delicious. So yeah, a bit disappointing that one, I think. Definitely uninspired, and I think, you know, I don't know. I feel like they could definitely have given you some better crisps, really, you know what I mean? Just trying to see what the Boca Bits. Most famous wheat-based snack. Well, there we are. Well, not sure about that. Spain's most famous wheat-based snack. I've had a famous box so far. Well, what have we had so far? We had Romania. Was it Hungary? And Spain I've had so far, I think it was. I think, which one was it that had that ridiculously horrible, what was it, glucose bar? I mean, that was horrendous, that one. I mean, that was literally one of the worst things I've ever tasted. And I can't believe they included that. Said it was one of Romania's favourite things to eat or something? I mean, if it is, you know, goodness me, they definitely need to try better things, because that was horrible. But yeah, and it was really industrial as well. It was literally like molded into something that even had like a, not quite a barcode, but some kind of like it had been poured into like a plastic thing. It literally had like the plastic recycling information on it, which had molded into the bar. So it was literally like really for like athletes or something like that, to do something with, like, I don't know. But yeah, straight in the bin. Yeah, I like the other things in that one, in the Romanian one though. There was a couple of bars in it that looked quite interesting, but I think they were, was it that one they were all flavoured with rum, I think, I'm not sure, which I'm not a big fan of really. So I don't know, they've been interesting, I think, Alan, is the gist of it for me, but I've not really massively enjoyed them that much. There's been maybe one or two bars. I think this one's perhaps been my favourite one. It's been more distinct, and I thought the chocolate ones were actually, I'm not sure if I'd say top tier, but I really enjoyed the Blue Ribbon one, but it's not really that exciting as a Blue Ribbon, but I thought it was really nice actually. I thought it was a good take on it. And I quite like the M&M type one with the cream centre. And you got a bit of variety in this one as well. You got some sweetie bits, stuff like that. But they keep tending to include things I think are quite cheap, really. I'll say like these things. There's nothing wrong with them, but you know what I mean. They're kind of, I don't know. It's like including a Biscoff biscuit. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. And I don't think that's really on, to be honest with you. Yeah, so you know what I mean. So I think there's just some, I don't know. They're okay. I think this one's probably been my favourite. I think the egg crisps were not for me, but they were really spot on with what they were trying to achieve. You know what I mean? I couldn't fault them really. I thought they were so accurate and so interesting. But yeah, I mean, how about you, Alan? Have you had a favourite one? You've been having it for longer than me, so maybe I've missed out on some of the better ones, or maybe it's just me. I don't know, but they're okay. They're interesting to do. You get a good sample of things that you definitely wouldn't normally go for. Generally, well, not definitely, but generally wouldn't go for, and you get some things you're not seeing. So they're interesting. Yeah. Yeah, no one box is great, but good and bad, Yeah, it's one of those. I think you've got basically 2 or 3 things that are either good or better than, just a bit better than that. And you've got a lot of sort of averagey things, haven't you? You've got an interesting assortment though, and I think, they can't just fill it with Milka stuff and Nestle stuff, can they? Because obviously you could probably get them in the UK, so I understand it. But I do feel like there's definitely, I don't know, as I say, these sort of throwing things like this in, you know what I mean? I feel like that's a bit poor. They did have this sort of Pink Panther thing, which is quite interesting. That's definitely something a bit different, but unfortunately it just wasn't, but it was only okay in the end. But it's an interesting one, there we go. But interesting. I think they're interesting, and they're fun to experience because they're different, and they're definitely things you wouldn't have had before. So I think it's like you've said, they're not great, but they've got a bit of interest to them, and you don't know what you're going to get. So, Got a box of Chocolo branded chocolates in Fenwick this week as a treat. I see. So it's on Instagram. I had to get it. Oh, nice one. Yeah, I remember you saying that place to... Yes, yeah. I think you were saying it's a shop, isn't it? I'm sure you were saying. Yes. Yes, I think you were saying. Was it a place? Yeah, I'm sure it was a shop, wasn't it? Yeah, I think you showed me online, or I looked online at it, and it was did look good. I need to have a look at more things online. Actually, I think I might wait more to the winter time now because I'm a bit worried about ordering things online, and then them melting in the post, something like that, because they have a hot day or something, or they'll be stored somewhere in a hot car or something like that. So a hot, van or something. So yeah. So I will probably get some more things, as I say, after summer, I think, more towards autumn, I think, when I'm going to start branching out a bit more. And hopefully I would have got through a lot of the backlog by then. You never know. But there you go, guys. So that was a Spanish special. Have you enjoyed it? Yes. It was an interesting one, wasn't it? It was an interesting one. I think, let's say, Snack Surprise is an interesting thing. Let's say it's not just about, they give you a little bit of, fun facts about Spain, whether or facts about Spain, if they're fun or not. And then give you some... the information on what they put in the box. Then you have some Spanish recipes at the end, like churros or something like that, and then a little word search. So it's not too bad. I mean, there's different levels you get. You get a small box, a medium box, and a large box. I think the large box is probably not worth it. I've not got it, but you get basically this one you get like a page worth of stuff. With the small box you get like half a page. Well, you get this side, you get an A5 side, A4 for the medium box, and the large one you get 2 A4s worth. I think it'd probably be a bit too much to have the big one. I think it's like double the price or something. I'm not sure it's worth it. I feel like as I say, there's some products that are not great in it, and some are okay. Like Alan said, you get but they're all something you've probably not seen before, or at least not or not maybe sort of like with these things. I've seen these before, but generally I've not had a pack of whatever they sent. I've not had that version of it or whatever. So they're quite interesting, but yeah, don't know, as I say, not sponsored by them or anything like that, so you know, not endorsing them anyway. But I don't think I'm giving them a massive endorsement anyway. But but it's interesting, as I say, it's interesting to do because something a bit different, as I say, and it can be quite interesting. But yeah. But I don't know, it looks like Rick's trying to do a Korean version for me with, I don't know, he's talking about dried fish before. I'm really not sure. As I say, maybe for the 1 million subscriber special, I'd give it a try, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Oh dear, maybe so. We'll see. Yes. There are some of the Chocolo flavours: molasses and brown butter, strawberry and basil, cream tea, lemon zing, rhubarb vanilla, Dorset salsa caramel. Oh, it's very interesting. Yeah, so those do sound good flavours there, Andrew. I will have to check those out. As I say, I think I will perhaps do it later on in the year when I'm trying to get through my chocolate backlog and not introduce more to the hot weather, I think. But yeah, it does sound interesting, those. Molasses and brown butter. Strawberry and basil sounds interesting. I don't know if I'd like it, but it sounds interesting. Yes, it is. I'm sure I got an email that they've posted it, Alan. I'm sure I got one the other day, yesterday, I think. I didn't check it for sure, but it had Spanish snack in the title, so I think I did. Yeah. So it should be this week, I think, Alan. So maybe I'll do an unboxing this week or next, maybe. So yeah. Although you'll know already what's in it, of course. Intrigued by the strawberry and basil? Yeah, definitely, Andrew. This sounds interesting, that. Yeah. As I say, I don't know if I'd like it, but I definitely would like to try it. Let me know what you think if you got it. Yeah, let me know. I think you said you'd bought that one, so yes, let me know. And the rest of them as well, of course. Yeah, there we go, guys. Been a good one. Been nice to see you all, as I say. Bit of an interesting box. Not sure. Yeah, you know, some bits are better than others. Like Alan summed it up. Some things are good, and some things are not so good. I think that's the gist of it. But been very interesting. And good to see you all as well. Yeah, good to see. Yeah, as I say, good to see you, Alan. Good to see you, Andrew, as well, of course. Casey, of course, AB. Oh, yes, and Joseph, thanks so much for the super chat, Joseph. That was massively appreciated. The ice cream as well. Always love ice cream. Definitely can't go wrong with that. Definitely can't. Thanks so much, Rick, as well. Great to see you all. There's no Jow this week, but I'm sure we'll see you next week. There's about a 6-second gap, everyone, by the way, delay between what I was saying this and the other. So I might have gone by the time, you know, if you message me, I might have already gone, unfortunately. So I'm not ignoring you, so I do apologise if that happens. But it's been really good to see you all, as I say. Yeah, great to see you, Alan, and Andrew, of course, and all the other people in the chat. Massively appreciated. Thanks so much, Alan. You have a great evening yourself. I hope you have a good one. And let me know if you get the snack surprise yourself. I'll let you know if mine comes out as well. And yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see what country we get this time. Alright guys, take care, have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. See you later. Adios.